Well, no sooner did we finish up our last episode of the Roundtable episode something, I think it was like 10 or 11, talking about Andor Season 2 and a trailer that was out for Andor Season 2. No sooner did we put that out than I feel like Disney and Lucasfilm heard us. I bet you they probably watched the show, if I'm being honest.
We can only assume.
Yeah, I mean, we have such a heavy marketing budget here on the Roundtable. We're very professional on this show, highly professional.
Always stay on topic.
Yeah, we never drift. We never do 40 minutes on essentially a 2-minute trailer. Sorry, gang. So welcome back to the Roundtable. No sooner did all that happen than Disney dropped another kind of stealth trailer today for Andor Season 2. And we had some other things we were going to be talking about here on the Roundtable with myself and Templar, but I messaged him in Discord, and he's like, do you want to do an episode about it? And I said, yeah, we probably should. So we have, for putting kind of all the cards on the table, have you watched this trailer yet, Templar 10?
I watched about the first 30 seconds of it when you sent it to me, and then I left the rest.
Same. That's about exactly what I did. Maybe, I think it's a 2-minute, it's 2:22, it says over here on YouTube. So yeah, I probably watched about 30 to 45 seconds of it. And I saw that there was like a director talking, and I went, oh, this is different. And so closed it off. I did read some of the comments. I think we should do some comment kind of scouring, I think, just to kind of get the lay of the land as to what people are thinking. Also, this is interesting that it's out on IG here. I'm just going to flip to the thing. It's interesting that it was put out on IGN. Did you see it anywhere else other than IGN?
I didn't look. I just watched the link that you sent me, so I didn't check there. I am subscribed to, I believe it's called One Media, where they do a lot of trailers for stuff just to try to keep up on what's coming out. And I don't believe they posted one for it. But, that's not comprehensive. So,
yeah. Okay. Well, I just thought it was very interesting that they released it on IGN. IGN back in the day used to be awesome. It really did. It was always like the video game. It was like IGN and then 1UP were like the two places I would go. And then, oh my gosh, GameSpot, not GameStop, GameSpot. Then 1UP bought GameSpot. Ziff Davis bought 1UP. 1UP kind of went away. And then we really only had Polygon, maybe? Kotaku? Like what are the Rock Paper Shotgun? Like what do we have for video games now? YouTubers.
I don't know. I mean, YouTubers. Most of the kind of commentary that I watch in terms of video games is in movies and pop culture stuff is typically that. I don't think I go to really any sites to look up any kind of commentary.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're going to live react to this, and I'm going to click the button. I'm going to hopefully make sure that the audio works this time, because on our last one, it worked, but I had to dub it in. Little spoiler there. So let me push this up here. All right. And away we go.
Emergency broadcast, if you can hear me!
We are not who we were when we started.
Imperial ships are already landing.
We need to speak out. We need to stand up.
Is there no one who can help us?
We need a pilot. A soldier.
Everything I did for the rebellion.
Revolutionary movements are spontaneously happening all over the galaxy. How those come together is the stuff of our story.
If season 1 laid the track, then season 2 is the juggernaut.
The Empire cannot win.
Well, they haven't won yet.
We're building a real army.
The rebellion's everywhere now.
Galaxy of opportunities.
The insurgents have weapons at this point.
We're counting on it.
These 12 episodes are going to take us over the next 4 years into Rogue One. The complexity of the show, the possibilities of the show. It has to be all in.
Nobody's allowed in here.
You're thinking like a thief. I'm thinking like a soldier. Think like a leader.
The size and scale of this production is unparalleled. The sets and the costumes are breathtaking.
Everyone does the homework. Everyone takes the time, and you can tell.
Proceed.
This is it. This is what you live for.
It's human. It's incredibly truthful. And it just happens to be in a galaxy far, far away.
It's the urgency of the situation. Not palpable.
Lock it down!
If we do not stand together, we will be crushed.
This is the end. Have no expectations.
All right.
We started.
That was vastly different than the other one.
Yeah, it's different to the point where I wonder. I sent you this message after I kind of watched a little bit of it, and so maybe we could just start from there. Do you think? Well, because I didn't look into it that much. Was there a negative reaction to the first trailer? And is this trailer then a reaction to that, to try to like sell the episode in a sort of a different way because of a negative reaction to their initial teaser that we reacted to last week? Or do you think this is just the next kind of step in their planned marketing?
So I didn't see any of the negative reaction that we had. I saw people saying exactly what we said, like, "Oh no, this is not the Andor that I remember." And I did see that. I didn't see people outright negatively saying like, "Oh crap, I'm not going to watch this," or anything like that. But there was a general undertone of like, "Wait a minute, what? Like, what are we doing here?" So on that front, I think this is a reaction. But historically, this is what Star Wars trailers are, right? Like it's this feeling. It's the epic's grand scale. It's a little, especially like the second or third trailers, there's always like a little bit of behind the scenes. There's a lightsaber fight. There's a green screen. There's, the Mandalorian taking off on wires, stuff like that. So I always get that. Like, I think that this is kind of the formula. I started thinking about that though a little bit when you messaged that. I don't think they had enough time to properly cut another trailer because that was only last week. So unless they had something in the can and then they just switched it up, but they had to film these interviews at some point. Like those are all canned interviews. The Genevieve O'Reilly and then Diego Luna, that's all canned, and the director. Like they didn't just say like, "Yo, can you fly back from wherever?" Like they did that at some point. So I think they were probably sitting on this, and I almost imagine this is what they wanted to do in that first trailer. Now, why they did the first trailer, I don't know. Like I with the weird sort of alt punk song, or like alt country song or whatever the heck it was. I don't know, but this is more along the lines of what I expected.
Okay. So yes, I mean, I assume they just had this. So then the question would be, did they release it earlier than they had planned and sort of shift around maybe some of their marketing window to do it? And we can get into that or not. I don't know if that is the important question. To me, the more important question would be either whether this was a reaction to the response to the first trailer or whether or not this is just the next stage in their marketing. Does your feeling about season 2 of the show change? Has it changed at all having seen this?
Yes, but. So yes, ... but. So it's changed, definitely. And it changed for one reason. Bix at the end. Adria, what's her name? Adria Arjona. She's great. Like, I think she does Bix very well. Even though you didn't really get a whole lot of her towards the second half of the season. I think it's interesting. They're doing like they're going to the love story thing. They kind of hinted at that, and then whatever, the boyfriend. She says this is a human story set in a galaxy far, far away. And that is what I want from Andor. That is exactly what it is. It is a story set in the Star Wars universe. It is not a Star Wars TV show. That was the distinction I was trying to make. Like, oh man, they put Star Wars into Andor. which makes it sound like I'm being negative on and hypercritical of Star Wars, and I am. I think they've paved the way for that criticism. So, but scrape that back. Like I'm not as worried. I'm still worried though, because this looks a lot more actiony and a lot less subterfuge-y. Like a little less spy thriller and a little bit more Mission Impossible 2.
Just specifically Mission Impossible 2.
Well, that was the one with Metallica, and like they did the jumping off the motorcycle.
Shout out John Woo.
Yeah, and they did the hug in the middle of in midair and did the guns. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't necessarily a spy thriller. That was more like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon with Tom Cruise.
Sure, it's just an action movie at that point.
What are your thoughts?
I don't know. A lot of my opinion is sort of based on what I think the purpose of this was, whether this was just part of their planned rollout or if they kind of pushed this out again because there was maybe a more mixed reaction to the first one. Because I think this does highlight more that there is still going to be the kind of maybe less subterfuge, but there is going to be that human element that this trailer does seem to emphasize that more than the one we watched last week, which is more in line with Andor season 1. And as we talked about last week, I mean, I actually, I wouldn't be upset if there's more action. The like heavy spy politicking vibe of the first season wasn't really even my preference in terms of what I go for in shows. But they found something that worked and it was very well done. So I still have somewhat of a concern that they might lose some of the effectiveness of like what made season 1 so great by trying maybe to make it more action-y and more of a like kind of more in line with what Star Wars has become, that they might lose some of what made it great. Season 1 great. So I don't know. I would say I'm probably slightly more interested with this trailer than from the teaser trailer last week. One, I mean, the like talking head or like interview stuff spliced in is fine. I can usually do without that.
Yeah.
But just the clips alone, the fact that they didn't use some strange music choice, just the tone of the scenes in the trailer itself, I think is much better than what we saw last week, even outside of the kind of interviews that sort of shed a little bit of light on behind the scenes and what their focus was. So I think it's a better trailer. Whether it's kind of trying to fix some of the response to the last one or not, I guess doesn't really matter. So I am looking more forward to this season 2, having seen this, I guess is the short answer. So this, I think, has largely done its job to get me more interested. I still have some concerns about it, but this does look more interesting than the trailer from last week.
So I did notice this, and this may excite some people or not. This looks like Yavin. I would assume it's Yavin because they have the snipers. There's an X-Wing in the background. And we'd kind of talked about X-Wings and things like that. But the one thing I would assume, first of all, it sounds like they're going to cover 4 years, that's a huge span to cover in 12 episodes. They might not. They might do it in like 3 seasons. I would assume this is not the last season of Andor unless I'm missing something completely. Did they only sign for 24 episodes? Like, that seems like a completely un-Disney type thing. Usually you just want to grind something into the ground so much, just squeeze every last little bit of content out of it until it gets canceled, like The Acolyte.
I guess season 1 didn't do that well, though. Like, as far as the Star Wars shows go, I think it was one of the least popular, other than maybe The Acolyte and one other one, in terms of like hours viewed. It still did okay, I think, but overall, I don't think it wasn't as popular as even some of the shows that were much worse than it.
Wow, look at this.
So
interesting. There is no season 3. Here's the twist. There is no season 3.
They made it sound as though that this is going to cover the 4 years up until Rogue One, which is interesting. That I don't know if that was the intention or not. If it was, then so be it. That is, as you say, that is a lot of ground to cover. And also might mean that some of the different things we're seeing for the trailer are different parts of the season. Like maybe early season 2 is more of what we know from season 1, and then late season 2 is more we're full swing into the rebellion stuff now. So I wonder about that. Yeah, I just wonder if they didn't want to do a third season just financially, because I mean, as one of the people there said in the interview, that, you know, basically commenting on how things looked, like the scale of the sets, the kind of everything that went into it, that's expensive. And for a show that didn't really do all that well in season 1, you know, they might have been committed to doing the second season already, so they're going to do it. But I wonder if they kind of had initially planned for more and are like kind of pulled a Rome, where they're like, this is too expensive and not enough people are watching it. We're going to kind of cram everything we want to do into just the second season here and sort of wrap it up. To be clear, I don't know if that's the case or not. I'm just sort of spitballing. But it does seem like something they could have taken more time with. And if it was popular enough, I feel like they would have done that. But again, I'm just speculating.
This is fantastic. Oh, Felicity's going to be in this too. Interesting. So Jin is supposedly going to be in this as well as Galen Erso. Awesome. That's cool.
It's been a while since I've seen Rogue One. Did they have a relationship before the movie? I wasn't under the impression that they did.
No, they didn't. I was under the impression that if they had met, it was like in a back alley sort of like sabacc match or something like that. But here, what this says up here, and I kind of appreciate this. Where was it? So they trimmed the fat. So I'm assuming it's, you know, budgetary is probably a big thing, but they also said that season 1, through COVID delays and production hurdles and all sorts of stuff, like it looks like a hard show to make. It really does. The sets, the set pieces, the acting, like for Star Wars people to act, for characters in the Star Wars universe to act, is like insert Hayden Christensen going right here. The killing all the kids type of that meme. So and then this little part here, which says quality over quantity. Heck yeah, man! Give me quality over quantity. How many TV shows can you name that they went for quantity over quality and should have just stopped? It's like many of them. I can't think of a lot of series that got both of them right, if any.
Sure. I mean, this could also just be corporate speak for we had planned on doing 4 seasons or 3 seasons.
5 seasons. They want to do 5 seasons.
It's too expensive, so now we're only doing 2. So yeah, hopefully they're of high quality, but you know, if you're kind of cramming 4 seasons worth of stuff into 1 season now to wrap things up, that's, you know, we'll see how well they can sort of land, like sort of nail that. But I guess we won't know. It's all just kind of speculation now until it actually comes out. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with it. That is a lot of ground to cover, so I imagine it's going to move pretty quick. There's going to be, 12 episodes, so you know, who knows? Maybe every 3 episodes is going to be a year, and we're really going to be jumping around a lot in time. And but it'll be interesting seeing how it progresses. And you know, again, I wouldn't be upset if they do go more action-y and you do see more of the kind of actual fighting of the rebellion and the actual kind of resistance of the rebellion, which season 1 didn't really have, at least in terms of the actual, you know, combat and like the sort of physical fight against it. It was mostly like behind the scenes stuff.
Yep. Cool. I'm cautiously, I'm upgrading my cynicism to cautiously, slightly, possibly excitedly optimistic. So that's like a step up the ladder. I'm not like 16-year-old me when Phantom Menace is coming out. I'm going to camp out to get tickets and then camp out to get my seats. Like I'm not that excited.
Sure.
Because that's never going to happen ever again. I'm old. I'm an old man. I can't do that. But also, like this is a shame on me. Fool me once, fool me twice situation here. So, yeah, I'm anxiously awaiting April 22nd. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else before we wrap up on this here topic there, Mr. Templar 10?
No, I'm interested to see. I'm still looking forward to whenever they drop. Or, I mean, if it's coming out in April, maybe we won't get a longer kind of story trailer, because I was sort of interested to see if we got a lengthier kind of story trailer of it. So maybe we'll get one. If we do, I'm looking forward to that. Otherwise, maybe this will be it, and then we'll just get the show in a little over a month. So interested to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, once it comes out, we'll be talking about it. So.
Absolutely. And in the meantime, I'm looking in my sidebar of YouTube, and there's 3 videos out of the 10 I can see that are about Andor season 2 Easter eggs found in the trailer. So you can go spend it with people that are doing really nasty, stupid screen grabs of finding things. This one says 71 Easter eggs in 1 minute and 23 seconds. What?
Impressive.
Yeah, that guy, Mr. Screen Crush. Congratulations. Maybe I'll link him in the comments below. Screen Crush. Pay us some money for a sponsorship. Yeah. Well, hey, thanks for watching this episode of the Roundtable. We will be back. Actually, we're going to be launching into a Severance speed run over the next couple of episodes. So join us for that. You are not going to want to miss it. It's going to be fantastic. Until then, make sure to click all the links in the doodly doos. Join this comment section and tell us how stupid we are. I don't really care, and I don't think Templar does either. Just smash that thumbs up button, bro. Leave a like and a subscribe and a comment and a follow, and share it with your friends. Until the next time, we love you. We'll talk to you later. Bye.